they should enjoy working with people and be interested in what feelings or what makes a person tick. I would say the most challenging part is seeing people suffer and seeing people go through difficulties in life and not being able to wave a magic wand and make it all better. Seeing people succeed and seeing them achieve their goals. Well, there's never a typical day, I would say, because it's always different, which is what I like about it. There's lots of variety. So typically, in what I'm doing currently, on certain days I go out and I work at Wright State as the counselor out at Lake Campus, and so I see students, and then I also work in my private practice around my own schedule, and then I also do some stuff with Head Start. So there's never a typical day. I see all different ages, like I said, which is what I like. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am happy. I really can't imagine myself doing anything else. I would say I'm happy. The part that I like about it is I find it to be rewarding. In order to practice as a clinician here in Ohio, you have to have a master's degree, at least a master's degree. So education, you have to pass some licensing tests, and then really that's it. You can do it. Answer that one. A master's degree, at least. I have a master's degree in counseling. Some people, you can do it with a master's degree in social work. It's pretty much the same. I received my bachelor's degree from Shippensburg University in Pennsylvania, and then I did my master's degree at Temple University, and when I moved to Ohio, I had to take additional credits to get licensed, and I did that at UD, University of Dayton. Yes. After you have been practicing for 2 years, you can get a supervising credential, so you can supervise other people or interns. Most community agencies employ supervisors for their counselors or like clinical directors. Some people choose to go more the administrative route and become directors of agencies or things like that. Locally, for master's level clinicians, there's actually quite a few opportunities, and this area does not have a lot of people who have master's degrees, so there's usually job openings. I would say, I don't know if it's necessarily related to my career, but I always wish I would have lived in a city and practiced in a city. And I would probably say, as far as my career, in July, I opened my own practice. I wish I would have done it sooner. Starting out, I would say if you work for a community agency, probably mid-30s. And I would say, as far as like if you stayed employed by an agency, you probably top out by retirement. I would say probably in the 50s. Not a huge, it's not a high paying field. However, if you're in private practice, I'd say it's kind of as much as you want to work. Currently being self-employed, none. However, if you do work for a community agency or an agency, typically it's between 10 and 12 holidays per year. Vacation time usually starts out at, I would say, 2 weeks, and after a year of employment, and then after that, it is based on your years of service. I would say when I left my last position, I was maxed out at 4 weeks of vacation. Personally, I would say sometimes it's hard to not take it home. When you've dealt with people all day, it can be emotionally taxing, and sometimes leaving me to not have the energy or the emotional energy to deal with my own family. Personal life, I would say I feel, because I am in a professional role, that I kind of am always on. I feel like I always have to be professional. I can't be making poor choices out in the community because that would reflect negatively upon me. Biggest word of advice I would say is realize that it is not a high-paying field. I think that's something that nobody really tells you. It's not that you can't make a living doing it and support yourself, but it's not necessarily what you're going to get rich doing. And the other piece of advice is if you do go into the field, get a bachelor's in social work because it opens a lot more doors because you can get licensed in case you don't decide to go on to your master's.